What's up, TOEFL takers? My name's Josh, and welcome to the video all about the TOEFL reading section. So if you're watching this, you're probably preparing for the test, and the reading section is pretty hard. So you want to make sure that you study the right way. So in this video, I'm going to tell you 5 common mistakes I've seen dozens of students make over the years teaching TOEFL, and I'm going to show you how to avoid them and what you should do instead, okay? So let's just jump right into it. And let me start with a little bit about myself, first of all. When I was a high school student, I didn't like to read very much. Sorry. So I didn't like to read very much, but a lot changed after that, and I read a lot. But at first, I really didn't like reading that much, and I wasn't interested. This is supposed to be a picture of me looking very sad and having to read in high school. So I didn't like to read very much, but I did well in my classes because I was looking for answers to the questions. I wasn't really trying to read out of enjoyment or read to understand the story. Instead, what I would do is I would look at the questions first, and then I would read and I wouldn't really read, I would scan for the answer. And that's pretty much how you should approach the TOEFL reading in general, is that you want to look at the reading passage like a puzzle. Puzzles are more interesting. The reading passage follows a structure. Introduction, a couple body paragraphs, and a conclusion. And if you understand the structure of how an essay is written for the TOEFL, then you'll be able to answer the questions a little bit better. One mistake that students make pretty often, and I'm pretty sure it's one of the ones here. Yeah, so let me just jump right into the first one, is that you read the passage first. So that's a problem because you don't have enough time, okay? This is a kind of TOEFL rookie mistake. Once you take a couple practice tests, you realize that, wow, 20 minutes answering about 13 to 15 questions and reading a 700-word passage is pretty difficult to do in 20 minutes. So what you have to do instead is that you have to read and look at the questions at the same time, okay? Now, there's some debate about what you can do. A lot of students like to scan the passage. So what that means is that before you start to answer the questions, you kind of read the most important information. Usually it's in the first sentence of the paragraph and the last sentence of the paragraph, of each paragraph, and then start answering the questions. Or some students just read the title of the essay and then start answering the questions. It's really up to you, but you really are not going to have enough time to read and then answer the questions. So the reason why this works is because the questions go in the same order as the reading. So you look at the questions and you're reading at the same time, okay? So you're more focused. First mistake, don't do it, okay? Second mistake is students don't take notes. Yes, it's very important for you to take notes in the reading section. Now, why do I say this? This is not notes like that you would take in a class. This is more like showing you how to make sure that you eliminate before you choose your answer. What do I mean? Okay, so let's say, for example, I have a little bit of space here. So let's say, for example, number 1. I look at number 1, and you shouldn't answer the question immediately. The first thing you should do is think, which one is not correct? Which one can I eliminate? Okay? So on your scrap paper, what you do is that, okay, I don't think it's A. And then you go to B, C, and D. And you look at that, oh, B might be the answer. But I know C is definitely not the answer. Okay, C is not the answer. And then, okay, I have B and D left. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's B. And then on the computer, you put in B. Okay? So that's really important because it organizes your thoughts. Another way that you should take notes is the same way, but let's go back to the same question. Let's say, for example, I eliminate A, I eliminate C. I'm not sure if it's B or D, but I need to move on. I'm running out of time. So what I would do is that I would just pick one, either B or D, and I would circle that number. And what that means is that I will go back to check my answer later if I have time, okay? So that's why it's important to take notes when you are doing the reading passage. Again, by notes, I only mean this. You don't have to write any notes about the content. You just have to write notes about, okay, it's not A, it's not C, I'm not sure about this one. Okay, so that helps you organize your thoughts and will help you when you go back later, okay? Because sometimes you're not sure of the answer and you want to go back and check again. Okay, let me move on. The next one is you never review answers. Okay, so this is about the way that you practice. When you practice, the first thing you should do is practice TOEFL-like material, TOEFL tests. You should sit down and, for example, if you have one reading passage, you sit down for 20 minutes and you try to finish that test, okay, in 20 minutes and answer all the questions. But after you answer the questions, make sure you check your answers. Okay, so you check your answers, that's great. But you don't know why you got something wrong. You just say, oh, I got a score out of 10, oh, I got a score out of 20, and then you move on to another passage. Nope. Don't do that. What you should be doing instead is that you should be focused on one passage and trying to understand what you should, first of all, be able to explain why you're correct, and then you want to be able to explain why you're incorrect. You want to make sure you do those two things. Very important that you review. And if you want to download a free test, we actually have one at TOEFLspeakingteacher.com. You can download a free copy of the complete test that we have. And that's pretty much what you will see on the TOEFL exam. Sit down, try to do those passages, and then you can kind of see not only what your level is, but also what you can expect on test day. Okay, next one. Wrong practice type. Yeah, so some people don't study TOEFL material. Instead, they watch too much YouTube, for example. So you need to practice the TOEFL, okay? So for these two mistakes, they're pretty much in the same category, is that you have to watch YouTube videos, get some advice, get some information from teachers, but then you have to sit down and do it. That's where the learning is going to come from, when you actually sit down with a passage and do this thing, okay? And then you're like, okay, I got that question wrong. Why did I get that wrong? What did I do incorrect? What did I do correct? And when you start analyzing yourself and analyzing your strengths and weaknesses like that, then you're going to get a much, much, much higher score and you're going to really improve, okay? So that's it. 5 mistakes. If you want some more advice, please visit our website, TOEFLspeakingteacher.com. Thank you for watching. If you made it this far, this is amazing because there are millions of things you can do right now, but you are studying for the TOEFL, and I appreciate that. And I hope that you got some value out of this. Let me know. You can email me, josh@TOEFLspeakingteacher.com. I read every single email. Okay. All right, guys. Good luck. Take care. Bye-bye.